Hi everybody, what's up? My name is Juan, I am just one reader, and today I will be doing the Harry Potter tag, which is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the older tags. It's definitely not a new tag, but I recently saw Alice from the channel The Book Castle do it, and she just got me ready for Harry Potter and pumped and psyched and excited about Harry Potter again. So I decided, yeah, this is actually the perfect timing for me to be doing this tag since I just spent a year of my life rereading the series as an adult. I made a series of reviews in my channel in which I discussed the books as a more mature reader, not just taking into consideration my emotional attachment to the books, but really trying to dig a little bit deeper and thinking more critically about them and finding the literature in them. So why not try to do this tag right now and see if my answers to these questions and my overall opinions about the Harry Potter series, to see if all that has changed. So, without any further ado, I give you the Harry Potter tag. Question number one is, what is your favorite book? And this is actually something that has changed. Right now, my current favorite is book number 5, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. But it always used to be Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. However, upon rereading the series as an adult and more critically and looking for different stuff in the Harry Potter books, I found that book 5 had the most kind of emotionally impactful and literary moments for me, so that is my current favorite. Question number 2 is, what is your favorite movie? And this is very tricky because I would say that the first one is the most magical one, and it's the one that brings back the best memories, and it's the one that I rewatch the most. However, I feel that the third one is the best directed one and the most creative and the most imaginative. But if I am being completely objective, I think the best one is the last one. So yeah, I just have a kind of love-hate relationship with those movies because I really like them, but they never live up to the Harry Potter books. Question number 3 is, what is your least favorite book? And I would actually have to say that my least favorite in the series right now is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's a very good book, but it's the one that disenchanted me or disappointed me the most upon these reread that I just did. If you would like to know more details, I really recommend that you go and check out my wrap-up of that reread. It's called Rereading Harry Potter as an Adult Conclusions or something, and in that video I actually rank the books as an adult, and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was the lowest in that ranking. Question number 4, what are some parts of the books and movies that made you cry? And you know what, I'm very sensitive and I get really emotional, but never to the point of actually crying. I'm not very much of a crier. I think the only times reading the Harry Potter books that I actually cried were in book 7, of course, when Hedwig died, when Dobby died, and when I finished the book, I just fell into this very dark place, this kind of post-Harry Potter depression. I was devastated. If you had seen me back then, I was very, very depressed for like 2 or 3 months at least. If you had looked at me, you would have thought that my entire family had been killed in a fire or something. Like, I was devastated. So that's in the books. And in the movies, I think I only cried. I don't remember if I actually cried, but I was the most emotional when I watched the last movie, and right at the ending, there's this fade to black and the title 19 years later for the epilogue. That's really the most emotional. And of course, the ending of the epilogue when we see grown Harry, Ron, and Hermione as, you know, the big Harry Potter theme music just swells and that's just, oh man. Question 5, if you could hook up with a character from Harry Potter, who would it be? This is too much. I'm not even gonna bother trying to answer this question. This is like incest. I would much rather hook up with someone from my family rather than hooking up with a character from Harry Potter. No, 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 no. Question 6, what is your favorite character? Obviously, Hermione. She is pretty much me, just, with slightly longer, slightly curlier hair. Question 7, what would your Patronus be? I would love to think that my Patronus would be some kind of regal, magnificent bird with the ability to fly and, soar. I would love that, but in all honesty, I think it would actually be something like a penguin. Question 8. If you could have one of the Deathly Hallows, what would you choose? The Resurrection Stone, the Elder Wand, or the, what's the other one? The blah, 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 Invisibility Cloak. And I would, in all honesty, just being completely real, I would choose the wand. I know that I am probably a narcissistic, sadistic, mean spirited bitch, and it would get me killed within 24 hours, but that's just the way that I roll. Question 9, what Hogwarts house would you be in? So this is the most painful question because I have always thought of myself as a Ravenclaw, like 100% Ravenclaw. Just, Ravenclaw is tattooed on my soul. Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure and everything. However, lately I've been thinking a lot about this, and I think I am also very much a Slytherin. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I really like being a Slytherin. I think I would probably be, like, in percentages, I would be like 50-50, 50 Ravenclaw, 50 Slytherin. I have very little Hufflepuff and virtually no Gryffindor. Question 10. If you could meet a member of the Harry Potter cast, who would it be? And funny story is, I have actually met, or not met, but I once encountered in real life the actress who played Aunt Petunia. I think her name is Fiona Shaw or something like that. I was living in New York, and she was also living in New York because she was directing an opera at the Metropolitan Opera that I actually saw. And one night I was riding the subway, and there she was, just in the seat across from me. She was just there reading the newspaper, and I was just thunderstruck. I was paralyzed. I could not speak. I could not breathe. I could not talk. So if that's the way that I react to just looking at Aunt Petunia in real life, imagine how I would react if I actually saw, like, Emma Watson or, one of the big ones. I would be just... Question 11. Have you ever played a Harry Potter video game? Actually, yes. The only video games that I have ever played in my life were I don't know, like the first 3 or 4 Harry Potter, I don't know if it was for Nintendo, GameCube or something, video games, and they were cool. I mean, I don't like video games at all, but they were just another way of being in this universe. Question 12. If you were part of a Quidditch team, which position would you play? Oh, honey, there's no way in hell that I would be a part of any sports team, whether it be real, fictitious, or magical, or real. That's just not happening. Question 13 is, were you happy with the ending? And I think this is the most important question out of all the tag, because I guess overall the short answer to this would be, yeah, kind of. Yeah, but I have my reserves. I think that the ending, like the essence of the ending was good. I really liked that J.K. Rowling decided that the most heroic thing for Harry to do was not to die, but rather to live and to, win the war and having to come back and rebuild a life and build a family. So I really get her motivation for keeping Harry alive and ending things the way that she did. I really like that. I think it's sweet. It's just, I like that. However, in regards to the actual writing, the execution of the ending, I have a lot of issues. I think that it was very badly paced. I think it just doesn't make sense that right after everything ends up in that battle at Hogwarts with Voldemort dying and everything, Harry Potter just goes to bed and that's it. He goes to bed. That's the ending of the book. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire has more chapters dedicated to a conclusion than Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It just doesn't make sense. So I think she really lost the opportunity for including more chapters or more conclusion to give us a sense of closure and denouement and to wrap things up smoothly, not so abruptly. And then, of course, there's the whole matter of the epilogue. I feel like the epilogue was not bad. I don't hate it, but I don't know if it was all that necessary because it opened a lot of really problematic doors for stuff like Harry Potter and the Cursed Child to exist, which is the worst thing that's happened since Hitler. So yeah, just I don't know. I like the essence of how things ended up, but I would have done it differently. And the last question is the easiest one. How much does Harry Potter mean to you? Oh man, you know, look, Harry Potter has been the closest thing to a religion that I've ever had. It still is. I mean, I don't worship Harry Potter anymore the way that I used to, but it's the closest that I have to having a religion and having like a personal, individual mythology, and philosophy. When I was growing up for like the first 18 years of my life or 19 years of my life, who am I kidding? I've always been the Harry Potter kid. That's been like a huge part of my identity. People have always seen me as the Harry Potter kid in the room, the Harry Potter fan, the Harry Potter person. Even in high school, and this is embarrassing because I was very old to be doing this, but even in high school, I used to go every day to school with my Gryffindor scarf and my Harry Potter book bag, and I had Harry Potter tattooed on my skin. Like, it was such a big part of me, and it still is. Not to that extent or to that level anymore, but it certainly is. I used to teach in elementary school, and every year I made a Harry Potter project with my students. They were crazy. They loved it. I sorted them into the Hogwarts houses. I made big projects with them. Everything was Harry Potter themed, and it was the best time ever. Harry Potter is the thing that has given me the best memories and the best parts of my life, if I put it simply. So yeah, it means the world to me. There are some characters in Harry Potter that I prefer to people in real life. I mean, this is kind of a weird, crazy, schizophrenic scenario, but there are some characters in Harry Potter that I would actually prefer to keep alive instead of some other people in real life, which sounds like I'm just a horrible, horrible person, but no, I'm just a crazy, crazy little fanboy. So that was the Harry Potter tag. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.